Here we go. You are now listening to Random Ramblings with Rob. Yay! Yay! Boom, boom, yeah! Boom, boom. Look at it. Boom, boom. Boom. Boom, boom, boom.
What up, everybody? This your boy B Rob, and I'm back with another edition of the Random Ramblings with Rob podcast. First and foremost, I'd like to thank you. Yes, you, the listener, for coming back each and every week, or however you listen to podcasts. If you're a first-time listener, I'd like to thank you oh so much for giving my show a try. And if anybody recommended you to me, give that person, if they in your general vicinity, a crisp high five. You know, but if they ain't around, I mean, they sent you a DM or something like that, you can just reply back to them in the DM on your favorite social media app of choice, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or whatever have you. And just tell them thank you for the kind recommendation and whatnot. Speaking of social media, you can follow the show on social media on Twitter at 3R Show, and on Facebook, just search the Random Ramblings with Rob podcast. And on Instagram by using the hashtag 3R Show, because I will give you the freaking account name, but it's long and convoluted as shit. So it's easier for you to use the hashtag 3R Show or hashtag Walmart log. So you can watch me walking around Walmart talking all manner of shit that I could talk within confines of an Instagram clip, which is what, 30 seconds? No, I lied. That's what it started off with. It's now a minute. And many of you use IGTV. I'm getting into the semantics of motherfucking how social media works or whatever, because most of you probably know how that shit work if you listening to a podcast, because, you know, it usually go through your phone. You use an app, you got downloaded from your app store. But nonetheless, I'm just rambling on and anything. But all that shit I just said is simplified and it's compacted down for you on randomrobcast.com. You can just go there, click on it. You can find all that shit that I just said. Easy, simple, bada boom. Got a guest with me from the wild world of the internet. And I come across this gentleman scrolling through Twitter and whatnot. You know, I see a couple of clips for his show. I mean, as is with anybody. And I'm being truthful with you, the listener, as I always do. And I'm going to be keeping it real with my guest. I only know of him through social media. I have not, as of yet, listen to an episode of the podcast because I've been extremely busy and it got down to the wire and everything. And I was like, oh shit, we got to record and I ain't gonna have shit to talk about. Well, I'm gonna have some shit to talk about because I'm gonna pull some shit out my ass. But I was just like, I mean, I don't even know the flow of the show and everything and how, you know, how the intro motherfucking sound. But we got on the line just a little while ago and I got to feel a little bit of his vibe and everything. Dude is chilling. He laid back in Cali and everything. And, you know, with the name Akeem and everything, I just like, it reminded me of Akeem the Dream. So that's what I asked permission to announce him as. So joining me here on this episode of the Random Ramblings with Rob is Akeem the Dream from the Raw and Uncut podcast. How are you, sir?
I'm absolutely wonderful, man. What's going on with you, brother?
Man, I am chilling like a villain. Other than the other day when I had to break down 3 toilets in this house and replace parts and shit, and I'm all right. I mean, dog. That was a real intro for a show, though. By the way, man, that was pretty dope. Yeah, man. It just come to me and I say it. I don't even write it down. I'm a freestyler. I'm like Jay-Z.
I get it. I've done it.
Yeah, but how are you? I already asked how are you. You asked how I am. We doing good. You here on the show. I appreciate you for giving me your time and everything. And I come across you because I come across you on Twitter and everything, and I notice like your episode numbers are low. You're like hitting on 24 right now. So what I normally like to do, since I've been doing this for a little bit, is like reach out to people that are just kind of starting out in podcasting and everything and try to, you know, help out a little bit, you know, get the word out for you. I mean, it's free promotion for you. You ain't got to pay me nothing unless if I come to Cali, you can take me to Roscoe's or something like that and get me some chicken and waffles and shit. So
Roscoe's In-N-Out Burger or something.
Yeah. I ain't had an In-N-Out burger in many moons, man. How often do you dine at In-N-Out?
To be honest with you, man, we don't eat that out here, man. We barely eat Roscoe's. You know, the thing is, it's done turned into like a tourist spot. You know what I mean? So, it is what it is, but it's enjoyable. And when you do go, but you just like, them lines are ridiculous. Yeah. So for you to go, just invest some time before you go. You can't be too hungry.
Yeah. So it's more like people like me talking about, man, when I go there, I gotta go there. It's like that.
Yeah. Oh, you'll know why though. When you get there, food is great. Mm-hmm. So chicken and waffles is real good. I mean, just the idea of it, everybody do it now, but I don't know. They got something in waffles to make you want to come back. You know what I mean? So,
man, it was a while back. I used to answer the phone every time somebody would call me. I'd be like, Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, how can I help you? And, I ain't never been to that place before. I've only known of it through, old movies and everything and, people talking about it. But it's just kind of ingrained in the culture and in my mind and shit to like, it's always been there or whatnot.
Yeah, it's good. I think Snoop Dogg owns the original one now, though.
Word. Well, that's the one I want to go to because it's just like, it's a piece of Americana now.
Yeah, he bought it. I think he was trying to sell it or something. I don't know, but he ended up buying the original one, and it's a franchise, so it's still doing pretty good.
Yeah, because you got to keep that local, man. You can't just let everybody have that shit.
Oh no, man! That's a piece of California, man.
Yeah, unlike motherfucking Whataburger down in Texas.
What's it called?
Whataburger. It's big down here in Texas or whatever. It's franchise, a burger chain and shit. It's real good, but they just sold their company to a firm in Chicago, so everybody all up in arms about it and shit.
Really? Sold a piece of the state to Chicago, huh?
So everybody all pissy about it and everything. I was like, I don't give a shit. I ain't even from here, but it tastes delicious, so I'm gonna eat it.
Capitalism, man. That's all it is. It's capitalism society. That's all it is.
Yeah, I think JJ Watt was even on Twitter talking about, hey, I'm gonna put some money in, and then we all can do a GoFundMe to buy Whataburger back.
Yeah, JJ Watt, man. I forgot y'all got that guy out there.
Shit. Well, don't say y'all as in including me into some Texas shit. Because like I said, I'm from Louisiana. So I'm just here.
So you're New Orleans guy, like Saints or what?
I take all the sucky Louisiana teams. So that's my bag.
Oh, so you're a La Tech guy. You're not a LSU guy. You like Louisiana Tech.
Yeah, that's where Karl Malone went.
Okay. All right. Yeah, they're terrible.
Yeah, but it's all in fun because that's my state, that's my home, so all the teams there are mine. LSU, Louisiana Tech, Lafayette, all them motherfuckers.
I dig that. Yes, and my family's from Baton Rouge, so okay. Yeah, I got a lot of family out there.
Okay, so if you was within the 2 hours of West Louisiana, like going toward Lafayette and Lake Charles and everything, I've been like, hey man, we might be kinfolk because my daddy got a lot of kids. yeah, mine too. Oh shit! All right. All right. What's your numbers? Are we gonna compare?
We at 7 right now.
Okay.
I got siblings.
Okay, so I am the last of 13.
Woo!
That's just my daddy.
You said the last?
I am the baby of 13. So that's just my daddy kids, and then my mama got 5. So it's like I got like 9 brothers and 9 sisters or some crazy shit like that.
Wow. That is work.
Yeah, shit, my dad, his birthday was yesterday. He just turned 88 years old. And yeah, he's born in like the 30s and shit. So
that's dope though, man. He got a lot to offer.
Yeah, and then he was, like I said, all them kids, they ain't have shit else to do. They didn't have no Wi-Fi, no damn.
You're right. I don't think. See, I was a part of it though. I don't know how old you are, but I know I didn't have no Wi-Fi growing up. I had a hella fun.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean?
Shit, I was outside kid.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, at the park with your favorite gift was a bike. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I mean, maybe you could speak more to this being an outside kid as well. But damn, I don't remember summer being this goddamn hot.
Well, yeah. Well, I don't know. It's like we're in the valley of California, so I'm up here in North Sacramento, and every summer it's about we're peaking at 103, 104 every year, man. So for us, we're used to being hot, but starting to cool off now.
Well, see, I mean, y'all got that cool type of, you got that, it's kind of like how you are right now. You see how you all smooth and laid back? That's how your hot weather is out there. Y'all can catch a breeze every now and then and shit,
Yeah. You right.
So, and
then our coldest winter, we think it's cold. Well, I know it's cold. 40 degrees. If we have 40 degrees, like, that's freezing to us.
Man.
We don't go no lower than that.
Yeah, and I understand that because, like, Louisiana, I mean, we don't get, like, super cold like that either. But before I got out, I lived, like, the last 2 years of my military career in fucking bumfuck Missouri. And they get in the negatives. And it's snow everywhere, shoveling and ice and salt and all this other bullshit. So to come live here in Texas to where winter is, like, 50, 40 something degrees. I'm like, man, this ain't shit. I'm out here in this bitch in flip flops and junk.
Yeah, for real. That's what I'm saying. Like, you still see people walking around here with t-shirts at 40 degrees. So, for me, I'm cool. I don't like snow, so
yeah,
I have no desire. Like, I ain't going up to Reno and
Big Bear.
I ain't doing none of that. I ain't doing no Reno, Tahoe trips. I ain't doing none of that for no snow. I don't even see none of that. Like, they can have all that. I'm good. Yeah,
because, man, I went there and, like, the first official snow was like, man, this is nice, man. I ain't never seen no shit like this in my life. And then by the second or third, I was like, fuck this. I don't want to never see no shit like this in my life.
Yeah, I'm originally from San Francisco, so I was born and raised there, man. And Bay Area, even in the summer, it's 80 degrees, 80, 85, and then the coldest, it'll make it maybe 40, 50 degrees. So
yeah,
we were spoiled over there.
Hell yeah, and you can't slip on that Cali weather either, man. Because I went out there to San Diego to do some training. And I'm a baldy up top and everything. And it was like 70 something degrees outside, feeling nice, had a breeze. I was like, man, I don't need no sunblock. I went out there, started working and shit. I came back. Fucking peeling skin off my forehead and shit. I was like, I got sunburn like a motherfucker. 70 something degrees.
Yeah, you got to cap a hat. You got to have a hat on or something.
Yeah.
I coach and all that. So yeah, I know about being outside like that. You got to have something on your head. I ain't never wore no sunblock though in my life.
I don't know why I did, because like I had a diverse childhood and everything, so I hang around people that wore sunblock. So by proxy, I had to put on sunblock. It was
okay. By influence.
Yeah. So I was like, well, shit. I mean, I feel greasy than a motherfucker, but I'm not as dark as everybody else now.
Yeah, I dig that.
But then I learned, it's just like, I'll tell you, different places I get stationed at and shit, there's different types of hot. So you got like, all right, it's 90 degrees, but the humidity make it feel like 135 and shit. So yeah. I put my cap on and you ain't rocking no sunblock. By the time you finish working out in the sun and shit, you take your cap off, you got a big ass ring around your head from where the sun was shielded, but the rest of your body dark and shit.
Yeah, man. I mean, but I'll tell you, man, like, you really don't really need that out here too much. You just need to, cover sometime.
Yeah, be mindful.
No direct heat for a long time. I don't think any skin can take that.
Yeah, man. I was walking around this bitch looking like a flavor cone and shit. Top of my head light as fucking, the rest from my cheekbones down is dark.
Yeah, I did.
Now, you talking about you coach, what you coach? Football, basketball? Football, okay.
Yeah, I coach football. Yeah, I coach football. This is actually going to be my last year. I've been doing it. This is my 16th year coaching. So I played Division I football at San Jose State. I played there 4 years. Then, I came into education and I'm a vice principal now.
Word.
And coach football, man, you know, but it's going to be, it's it, man. It took up a lot of my time, and it's a time for me to roll off in the sunset on the coaching aspect, you know what I mean?
Word. So, like, being that you've been in a position to influence the youth and whatnot, or give people guidance and whatever, I mean, what kind of drove you toward that?
Well, I think when I was growing up, I think some of my biggest influences was, you know, coaches and, you know, teachers, man. They, you know, anybody who didn't make a lot. I mean, and the fact is, teachers make a really good amount now. Don't let them fool you. But then I'm sure it wasn't a lot. And, you know, a lot of teachers are underpaid, but, man, they love the kids, and they love the kids' future more than the kids love them at the time. You know what I mean? And it takes a lot to be around kids all day long.
Yeah.
I'm in high school, so you know, you're really affecting 4 years of their lives that, you know, nobody can replace. I mean, you're spending more time with them than their family most of the time, if they have any. And I'm at a predominantly black school. 98% of the population is black kids, and, you know, unfortunately, the neighborhood ain't rocking and rolling. I tell you, it's amazing to see the numbers they put out. It's amazing to see that in California, we're the highest. We're the school with the highest UC to state attendance from anybody in the state, from anybody from any African American, predominantly African American school. We're number one in the state. So 98% of our graduation rate is pretty outstanding. You know, when everybody else in the neighborhood is about 12%. So we're doing something right, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
Word. Okay. So being a vice principal and everything, back when you were in school, whatever, did y'all have like a corporal punishment, like paddlings and shit like that?
Nah. But I remember when I was young, I used to go to a school called Pan African, and I was young. I was like kindergarten through, I think, first grade or something. And yeah, they used to pat on our hands. But I think I was at the tail end, because I'm 41, so I think it was probably a little bit before my time, but they still kind of did it. I was a private school that was in the hood, but they did get on you if you tripping.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah, I know why they took it away, but they should loosen up on some other things. Some of these restraints and getting a hold of kids, making sure they don't leave school, like, they should definitely allow, you know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, like put chaining the doors and shit like that.
No, I'm talking about, like, you know, some kids they don't want to come to school, and then, like, so they'll come in, and then they know their parents got to go to work, so they'll just walk off campus, like, and like, because I have a relationship with some kids, and they see me, they'll try to book it, because they know I'm grabbing them, and we're going to class. But, you know, some kids I don't have that relationship with, so they just walk and leave campus, like, they just be gone. And, you know, legally, we just can't do anything. Some parents be like, oh, just snatch my kid up, and like, I ain't doing that all the time, but just certain ones, you know, got that relationship that they, you know, that, like, they gonna go do some no good if they ain't in the school, you know what I mean? So,
yeah,
you know, there's just so many laws against, I mean, you know, to protect the kids, and I get it, but I mean, sometimes, man, we got to do more to have them stay in their seats in the chairs so they can be more educated.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was growing up, you know, it was like you could be a welder, you could be in a wood shop.
Yeah, auto shop and everything, yeah.
Auto shop. But, you know, like, now, I don't really think the government really want to teach kids about financial literacy. I really don't think that is designed like that anymore. I don't think they want them to be in those type of jobs, electricians and all that, to take care of their families. They almost want to funnel you to college, which is good for for a lot of people, but it's not for everybody. You know what I mean? And I think like the society is geared towards that. Like two out of three jobs require some type of degrees.
Yeah.
And most of these degrees are, you know, from schools rip you off from, you know, you're not even going to school really for what you want, like, first 2 years. And that's all for the schools. They're making money off people with general education. It's crap. You know what I mean? Like, I think the school education system is one of the biggest scams other than, you know, some churches. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I feel you, man. It's just like, I preach to my kids now. It's just like, I know I didn't go to college, and I never had a desire to go to college. Hell, I barely wanted to be in motherfucking high school. But it's just like, to them, I was just like, man, you better figure something out, because it's either you go to college and try to further your education, or you go find a job, do something, you know? It's just, you just can't. But bare minimum, you're going to get the fuck out of here, you know, after you finish high school. I ain't going to let you just jump out of here whenever the hell you want.
Well, you know, what it is, I mean, if you look at successful people, the biggest thing they have is support from home. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, a lot of Black and brown people in the communities don't have that. So they have to go off to college and get that education. A lot of time they have to go. Mm-hmm. They don't have the luxuries to be home and have a parent help them grow and get into the family business or start a family business.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. I mean, you know, they have, you know, less resources and options. So they have to go to college and go that route and make some money, which is okay. But then for those who don't and they don't have no support, you know, they get to start it at the Walmarts and the, you know, stuff like that. And it's just very difficult, you know what I mean, for them to mentally be in the world without some type of support from home and, you know, without the resources on how to make money. Financial literacy should be taught in school, and it's amazing why it's not taught in school, because it's one of the biggest part of our life. Everything revolves around credit and making money. But they don't teach it in school. They don't teach you how to manage your money in school. It's pretty amazing to me. It's almost like, you know, they don't want people to know any of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So being a vice principal and then having a principal and everything, I mean, what can you do at your level? Because, I mean, to me, you know, I never really got into what, you know, the intricacies of the school system or whatever. I just know that the principal is pretty much at the top of the school and the vice president is the right hand and whatnot. And they just kept everybody in line. But being a vice principal and principal, I mean, what can you do to inflict some of these changes that we're sitting here talking about?
Well, because and that's a good question, because, you know, what it is that we're a charter school. And charter schools are really hunted by public schools right now. And let me tell you the difference, and I'm going to answer your question. So at public schools, the federal government is saying, hey, these are the guidelines of what we need to teach. Yeah. And this is what we need to teach every single year. This is the level, and this is what we need to teach. Now, at charter schools, they have the same guidelines, but it allows us to put in a lot of our own curriculum.
Okay.
When it pertains to certain things. So what happens is, on my level, we can teach financial literacy. We can teach how to become a entrepreneur, how to run your own business, how to take care of your money, stocks and bonds. I mean, we can teach these things now because we're not mandated by the government in order to take it. And the reason why public schools don't want charter schools open is because, one, we're, you know, nationwide, we're outperforming them by, like, the percentages is not even close. And the reason the school systems are failing, the public school systems, and what happens is, the reason why they want to keep it together is because charter schools don't have a union, a teachers union. Mm-hmm. So because of that, we're our own entities. Because of that, then, you know, the teachers union are one of the biggest backed for any political race that you see that come to the state. And the first thing they do is talk to the union boards. The union boards run the teachers. If they can get the teachers And those are hundreds of thousands of teachers in the state. You can man win a state by winning those unions. And they know that. So what they do is they try to legislate some bills and stuff like that to throw some towards the teacher's salary or, benefits or whatever, it's going to help them locally so they can vote their way. But charter schools don't help that because they're not talking to us.
Yeah.
We're not helping them at all. So it's just a lot of different angles that they use in order to get, funding and all that. And we get a lot of private money and people that always, give us money. But it's a huge difference, man. And on our level, this is what makes sense for the kids. Like, at a public school, teachers can show a movie every single day in the classroom about a science. They don't technically have to teach you anything. They can have a movie in their classroom every single day when it pertains to any science or science anything. They don't have to talk to the parents. They don't have to talk to the kids. None of that is required of any type of change because it's not in their contract.
Yeah, they just have to they just have to enforce the curriculum pretty much.
Yeah, they got to enforce the curriculum. They don't really have to interact. And a lot of times they don't have to stay after school to teach, to tutor the kids on what they're trying to teach them. Like, they don't have those type of requirements because, it's not in their union. So if it's not in their union, maybe sometimes they beat the kids to their cars to go home. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's such a big difference. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you. And it's just like, I believe in what you're saying as far as teaching them, real world shit. I mean, history, math, and all those other things. Yes, importance. But I mean, what else are we implementing those skills toward and whatnot? I mean, obviously you do mathematics because you got to balance your freaking checkbook and all this other stuff. So, I mean, you have to have something to apply to the other, instead of just like, here, learn this shit. Now go figure out what you're going to use it for when you go over here.
I agree, man. You're right. It just seems like it's a bigger plan that society has been had in regards of everyone, not just race-based, just everyone, not being financial literate, not having the understanding of how to maintain your finances, and what a degree looks like. I mean, you can get a degree online now, like, wow, and then also going to UC State colleges, that's great, but most people don't know it. It's way easier and way better for you to go to a JC college, junior college, for the first 2 years, then transfer to a 4-year.
Yeah,
it's a lot cheaper. It's almost 40 to 50% cheaper.
Yeah,
but people are trained not to go to those colleges. Right? It's crazy, but doesn't make sense. But that's just me.
And then I forgot who was talking about it, but I think my kid had the opportunity to do it too. My oldest, they have associate programs in high school now, to where you can do college classes while you're in high school, and have an associate's when you graduate.
100%. So they got a school out here called Fortune School, and they're 4 years in high school. When they graduate, they all graduate with a associate's degree. So that's huge. Like, that's the next step. That's what's coming next. And that's why public schools are not going to be able to keep up, because charter schools they are taking over and with so many innovative, creative ideas, and public schools just can't keep up. I wouldn't be surprised if sooner or later the government tries to shut that down.
Well, yeah, I mean, where I'm from, in Lake Charles, Louisiana, a lot of our high schools have been shut down, and you can say that is the predominantly black ones, because some of them are, but they've been shutting them down and forcing the kids to kind of populate in 1 or 2 or 3 areas of high schools that we have out in that motherfucker. And now the building is just sitting there, not even being used from what I understand or whatever. I don't even think they do summer school there.
Yeah, it's coming. It's just, if you're just looking at how the government spends their money, they no longer care. Like when we was coming up, it was No Child Left Behind, right? It was like they wanted everyone to be educated. Now, if you don't have a family structure and you don't have the support or the resources, it's going to be very hard for you to be educated. So within the next 40 to 50 years, we're going to have a group of individuals unable to support themselves. And you see the homeless rate just getting out of control all over the country. So it's coming. And sooner than later, we're going to have to pay the piper on not educating the kids on how to take care of themselves. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Now, let's transition a little bit. I mean, you do have a podcast. I mean, we talked about all this other stuff for the past half hour and everything. But how did you venture into that world of independent broadcasting?
Well, so my sister, she has a podcast. Shout out to her. Her podcast is Cloud9 in a Straight Shot. She does a lot of live podcasts. She gets a lot of backing from that online. She does live Facebook, YouTube, stuff like that. And I was a co-host on there a couple times. And I'm a vice principal, but I go hard. So when it depends on what subject we're talking about, if it's relationship, if there's anything to do education, the community, whatever it is. Like I'm a reader. I read a lot. I have my opinions, so I go hard. So I was on there a couple times, and then I just started to. Now I'm a co-host, so I'm on there a lot. So then I've been started doing something on my own because I wanted my own platform just to have that my own creation, my own baby. You know what I mean? And man, I love it, man. I love just being a part of a community of people that create with their voices, create images in other people's heads and give them information and just talking flat out shit. You know what I mean? That's my thing. And got into it and bought some expensive equipment, and man, I love it, man. I got 25 episodes, but I think I may have like 50 shelves right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm literally backlogged. I got so many I can take off for so long, but man, I love it, man. I love collaborating with a whole lot of good people, man, and so many people embrace me coming in, and I don't know where these downloads come from, man, but I get quite a bit, so I've been blessed. You know what I mean? And it's been a lot of people following me, and I'm transitioning to Raw TV.
Yeah,
it's on my channel, my YouTube channel. It's called Raw Uncut Podcast, but I'm transitioning to that too now. So I'm gonna be doing audio only, of course, podcast, and then I'm gonna be doing the video podcast, so people can see me and they can listen to it if they wanted to. You know what I mean? So it's about to be on.
For sure. Now, what other podcasts? I mean, other than your sisters or whatever, that you kind of listen to kind of help you hone and craft what you are putting together here now, or is it still in development? I mean, you're only 24 episodes in, so.
Oh, I've actually been a podcast listener for quite a long time now, but so one of the ones, I think one of my original ones, of course, is Joe Budden. I always liked Joe Budden. Mm-hmm. Just how he got out, you know what I mean? And just how he did his thing. Outside of that, those smaller ones, Mitchell Report, Unleashed, my boy Rory out there. I was listening to him before I actually met him. He's in Canada. He's a good dude. Just Blaze, Above the Rim podcast. I listen to his a lot. I listen to BTG for President, Baylor out in LA. There's so many different ones, man, like that I listen to. Oh, Dalvin Cox Experience. That's another one. Hey, I mean, he's a great, like, podcast host. Like, it's so much talent
So
it's amazing that.
Here we go. We got
like how much talent is out there, huh?
I said, here we go. We got another motherfucking Devin Cox reference. He been here.
Yeah. So you know about Devin?
Yeah, he been here before. He been here before. I've been on his show. I've been on one of his Patreon shows or whatever. And it just so happens ever since me and him connected or whatever, is somebody somehow, some way bring his name up. And I like messing with him.
Man, you know, he's good, man. When I first got in, I was on his show, but man, he was just answering so many questions for me behind the scenes before I even got started.
Yeah.
And he never flinched. Like he would go out his way, research some stuff for me, and use this, try this. This is my experience with this. You know what I mean? And and then he started connecting me with people, and the guy he deserves everything he gets, man. He's a real humble guy and smart. We just actually did when he was on Raw TV last Sunday, we did a wrestling podcast. You know, and we'll release that.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Yeah. We gonna put Devin to the side real quick. You just said the magic word, wrestling. What, hold on now. I am a wrestling fan.
Yeah, I'm a wrestling fan, man. I am a new wrestling fan when it comes to the new generation now, but I was brought up in the age of, you know, the glory days in my eyes, you know, the Hogan's, the Macho Mans, and the Rick Rudes and all that, you know, and we had a great show, man. I had to shut it down. It was so long, you know what I mean? We got into it. We got into some new stuff too, man, and WrestleManias and all that, man. I enjoy the male soap opera of wrestling, man.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. You know, everybody jump on it and be like, man, you know that's fake or whatever. I was like, well, hell, The Walking Dead is fake. Goddamn, SWAT is fake. The Resident, CSI, all these other motherfucking shows is fake too.
Yeah, I like The Resident, by the way.
Yeah, my wife watched that.
Yeah, it's a great show, man. You ain't checked it out?
And, you know, I pop in whenever she daggone watching it or whatever, but I haven't, you know, sat down in the end and whatnot.
Yeah, I only watch it. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, but
it's a good show. But yeah, man, I'm a wrestling fan, man. It was a great podcast. Roy was on that show from Mitchell Report too, man, and Cops, man, it was great show, man. That's how I got into podcasting, man, and man, I enjoy it. I got some great stuff coming up, man. You know, some solo stuff, and I'm putting together something special. I think we need to talk offline, me and you, about something too, man. I got something creative coming out.
Word.
It ain't nobody done yet, so I think it's gonna be special, man, and it's gonna be one of a kind. So we're gonna get it going.
Well, I don't know if you should tell me because I'm gonna probably steal it before you do it. I'll just be like,
good, man. It's
nobody's
culture,
ever done
brother.
this before. Nah, I wouldn't do that. Yeah. We can definitely do that. Definitely do that. But I mean, you already got things brewing and everything, and you've already connected with some good dudes. Being Devin Cox, I had to formally say it every episode that his name is mentioned. Delvin, fuck you. And we are moving. I just do it to mess with him. It's not a personal thing.
Oh, I know.
But yeah, it's just the way things are moving with social media and everything. I mean, Twitter has come such a long way. Damn. Just everything in general is just changing so rapidly and everything. Everybody feels like they need to jump in the lane of podcasting and whatnot. And there's over 700, almost 1 million different podcasts, but only, I believe, 30% of them are actually active. And you hear these numbers that, you know, are just freaking crazy. 700,000 motherfuckers decided they wanted to start a podcast. I mean, you obviously got like your Joe Rogans, Kevin Smiths, you know, all the people that come in with celebrity and automatically are at the top of the charts or whatever, which kind of make it harder for us down here at the bottom.
I agree.
And whatnot.
I agree.
So I
know David Banner just came out with one, man.
Exactly.
All over that too. It's just
exactly.
You know, and I'm I'm okay with that. But at the same token, just because they have a name, don't mean they do their show good, man.
Yeah,
It just doesn't mean that they're like they have content directors. They got all type of this. It's not them doing the show. Like we edit, we do all the stuff ourselves, but like we're in it. Like we think of everything, we put it together, we put the time together. Man, it's a lot of work. Podcasting is a lot of work, man.
It is, and I believe that's why you get those numbers, only 30% of them being active, because a lot of people didn't anticipate it being that involved. They just figure they sit in front of a microphone and do some shit and it'll be done, and some of them even kind of live by that. I've heard many a podcast where it sounds like they just turn some shit on, and shout out to the Just in Time podcast. They said they started out with a rock band microphone, and people,
you gotta get a dynamic rock microphone.
Yeah, but I mean, there's nothing wrong with that starting out. People who catch you from the beginning and listen and watch you evolve and everything is cool. I love that journey. But some people just stay at that level and think is just going to be the bomb diggity right there, You're
right, man. I mean, I don't heard some bad podcasts, but I don't really listen to any podcast. I'll give it a try.
Yeah.
But if there's certain lane, but just because I don't like it don't mean it's a bad podcast.
Exactly.
I mean, it's bad for me. Like I'm not really a true crime.
Yeah.
Like podcast guy. I don't like when you like it. I just like somebody's reading me a bedtime story. You know what I mean?
And then,
that's really how I feel.
And then especially like I kind of equate that with the true crime stuff, unless it's currently ongoing or some crazy shit like that. But it's like watching a freaking history movie or something, like Abraham Lincoln, for instance, or whatever. You know how that story ends. I mean, this is nothing new.
Yeah.
The only time I was interested in the Abraham Lincoln story is when they did Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. Because
I get that.
That was different, but still, ultimately, reading the book and watching the film is, they changed it up. But I read the book Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, and it was basically Abraham Lincoln's actual history, just sprinkled with vampires.
Yeah.
So like something factual that happened to him, I think he lost a kid or whatever, but they kind of twisted that part of the story to make it vampire involved. Or when he lost his mom or whatever, they kind of twisted that involved vampires.
Now, see, that's creative that I can probably do. And I'm probably going to end up listening to more, coming up. I got some time coming off, schools, we get off a whole lot next 3 months.
Yeah.
So I'll probably listen to a lot more podcasts, just try some out. But man, I enjoy, I don't even listen to regular radio.
I don't either.
So I'm a podcast guy to heart. Like I'm a guy who will go on your page and leave 5 stars if you're good. And if I don't like it, I ain't gonna leave nothing. But
well,
at the end of the day,
that's why I disagree with you.
I don't like haters. I don't like haters. Don't go on somebody's page and hate on their stars. Don't do that.
Well, all right. All right. I disagree, but then I re-agree with you there.
Yeah, for me, as long as it's not damaging to the culture.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is like, if you got podcast beef or you on there slanging somebody's name and talking real bad, like I don't believe in none of that. Like for me, do that on your own time. Text them, call them. You know what I mean? Leave some of the comments on their YouTube page or something, or go to Instagram and say something. But don't try to influence people to come, on their show. You may actually like them. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. I like sports podcasts, though. I like that a lot. Mm-hmm. Just to hear, they go hard. I like them a lot, and I like drama. I like social and culture. And then I just, I'm all like, my podcast is all over the place. So
exactly,
I can talk about everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I do interviews with other podcasters, or even just like famous people. Like I had Michael Collier on the show. I got Omar Gooding Jr., stuff like that. But for me, it was more of I'm gonna get on this mic and speak too. You know what I mean? And I want to be able to speak with a group of people and talk about relationship stuff or life, what's going on, and there's just so many different things I've discussed. So
yeah,
I want to keep it like that. I want to keep it open to everything. I don't want to box myself in.
Yeah, exactly, man. Because I kind of feel like, I mean, there's people that do it and they do it real well. So, I mean, I'm not really knocking them per se, but it's just like, I don't feel like you should put a show in just, there's a podcast right now, shout outs to them, I follow them on Instagram, where they just talk about Melrose Place. And I'm like, okay.
You talking about the show Melrose Place?
The show Melrose Place, yes. And I'm just like,
really?
I mean, that show ended a while ago, and I'm just like, once you finish it, I mean, what else your podcast gonna be? Is it just like a limited run podcast? What is this? You know? And then I got
amazing.
Yeah, then I got another guy, Racist Canis. He's a co-host of the Who Would Win podcast, and he hosts another podcast called Knowing Is Half the Battle podcast, to where it was strictly about the G.I. Joe cartoons, but they ran out of G.I. Joe cartoons to review. So they started just doing all the 80s cartoons and all kind of stuff like that. So, I mean, that's the risk you run when you just label yourself as this one thing or whatever. So, cause I
agree.
I got a wrestling podcast, and that's what this was originally going to be. But I was just like, I don't want to just talk about wrestling, even though I like it a lot. And, it wound up turning into something else. So I got wrestlers to come on here, but we wouldn't specifically talk about wrestling. We just talk about other shit, Cause
that's pretty dope there, man.
Cause I figure
I like it. I like to be able to come to somebody's platform and then it just surprised me, with, hey, wow, it seems like it'll be interesting. You go ahead and take, but if I know you're just talking about Melrose Place, I'm probably not going to listen to you no more.
Yeah. And oh man, that just blew my mind. It's just like, I didn't hate it. I didn't have nothing against it or whatever. I knew that wasn't for me.
So you didn't leave it 1 star or nothing, did you?
No, I didn't do anything.
You didn't hate on them.
No. I show support on Twitter. I mean, not Twitter, Instagram. Anytime they do a post up there, I throw a like their way or whatever. And if maybe, because I've barely seen Melrose Place, but if it's something that will, jog my memory, I was like, oh, I do remember that, I would comment. So, I mean, I support in some small.
I've never seen one episode of Melrose Place.
I've heard of it, and I've seen like odd clips here and there, but I've never ended it. Yeah,
like 90210 when I was a kid, I used to watch a little bit of that.
Yeah, I mean, because it was on, and that's all that we really had. We didn't have too many alternatives.
We had no channels, man. It was just, a couple of little channels.
That's why I was an outside kid. I was like, man, the same shit.
Me too. Yeah, me too.
Yeah, but I mean, then that Nintendo fucked me up. I was like, oh, I can't take this outside. I got to come in here for a little bit.
I agree, because I'm a PlayStation guy now, I do game a little bit, you know what I mean? But I don't really have time like I used to. So, but when I do get on, man, I like to enjoy myself. So,
hell yeah, man. Let me tell you, it's just like, all right, I got kids, I got a wife and everything, but it's that rare occasion to where my brother would call, be like, hey man, you want to have the kids come over for the weekend? I'd be like, you goddamn right I do. And then my wife would just so happen to work that weekend. And I'm just like, well, fuck, I'm in the house by myself. So I come up here in the daggone theater room. I hook the damn Nintendo Switch and the freaking Xbox up to the projector. And I'm just sitting here. I got some drink and some snacks and shit. Just chilling out while everybody gone.
Yeah, that's good living right there. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like that's how I play it. I probably haven't picked up the PlayStation in months, but that time that I do, oh man, it's enjoyable. Yeah. And I'm competitive to the very end, man. I'll sit there and play 3 or 4 hours of it. You know what I mean? Like I'll binge it like that because I probably won't touch the game for a while. And any new system will come out, I'll just get it because I know that I'm going to want it at one point. Like at some point, I'm going to want to play it, and I'm just kind of I got a man cave, and it's like, all my stuff's in here, man. Like, I do everything, podcast, Sunday football, and, I got it all.
Hell yeah. I mean, that's what I'm talking about, man. I need to kick them out the house more often. I'll be like, hey, you need to go pick up some overtime hours and shit. But at the same time, you know, it kind of works against me. I mean, you got to have some you time and, you know, relax and everything. But it's just like, well, shit, the kid's gone the whole weekend and you got to work the whole weekend. I mean, shit, man, we could have had some adult time. God damn it. But fuck it, man.
You're right about that. You got to enjoy yourself, brother. Yeah. You know what I mean? You know, we only got one of these.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
You know, enjoy this one run.
Until 2027 and shit, to where, you know, they'll be uploading our consciousnesses and other shit. And
they don't clone us, man. Any organ is failing, we just have a brand new one.
Well, that was the island, wasn't it? They were doing that shit. They would clone rich people, and they send their clones to this island or whatever. And whenever the rich person would get sick or whatever, they would just like make up some bullshit about for the clone that like he won the lottery and they were gonna send them to like this cool place. In actuality, they just kill their ass and take the organs that the rich person needed.
That's funny.
Yeah, so that was the island with Ewan McGregor.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, look it up. It's a good movie. Then they got not Replicants. That new movie with Ryan Reynolds, I believe, came out. Where the old dude got his conscience put into a new, younger body so he can just go run around and do some shit. And the whole shenanigans ensued after that. I don't know all the details because I only seen the commercial, never seen the movie.
That's pretty dope. I want to check that out. Yeah, that's another thing. I gotta get around some movies, man. It's kind of hard for me to sit and watch a movie for 2 hours.
Yeah, and I get that too. But like, would you listen to someone review movies? Because I mean, I got some recommendations if you're willing.
Oh yeah, I would do that. That's what I'm saying. See, now we talking. So the difference between just I will listen is because, like, man, when I'm at work, I have one ear in and I'm got it from my computer. You know, I'm in and out of the office. Mm-hmm. I come back, I can still listen to it. I'm in the car. The car ride.
Oh hell yeah.
Man, the car ride is podcast ready.
No.
It is on in the car. So then when I'm home too, you know, like for my vacations, you know, time off school, I listen to some. But yeah, man, we can definitely, yeah, man, for sure.
Yeah. So Cult 45 podcast. There you go. That's one of my main movie review shows that I listen to. So them boys is good. I'm a Patreon of theirs. That's how much I believe in them and the work they do. So there you go. That's
Cult 45, huh?
Yeah, that's my recommendation.
Man, you have to text me that link. I'm gonna look that up.
Yeah, I do it right now, live as we talk nonsensical bullshit.
Yeah, man, that sounds dope right there. See, now I'm talking. So, how much podcast you listen to though?
I mean, man, it's just like I have you in the queue, but I haven't got to it yet, so I do apologize. And
it's good, brother.
I got. Let's see, man. I listen to those guys, the Cult 45. So let's see, that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then my phone's acting the ass, trying to make me look like a butthole. So I got Delvin in here, but I don't even listen to his. I just download it and I delete it so he can get numbers. Cause fuck you, Delvin.
I did.
I got Chris Van Vliet, freaking The Soiled Restroom Cinema. That's another movie review. That Movie Show. That's another movie review. Freaking Just Talking with Sam. I got the Whatever Man podcast. I don't want to sit here and actually name off my whole list. This is a lot of motherfuckers. But it just depends on what I'm feeling that day. Cause I got a couple of guys that I know kinda semi-personally. Is the Mark World Order I can't talk. Mark World Order podcast. I met these guys in freaking Santa Clara, California for WrestleMania. It was my very first WrestleMania, and they said,
that's out there at the Levi Stadium. Go Niners. Yeah,
exactly. So
Go Niners. Go ahead.
I met them there, and they sat like a row behind me, and we just, you know, struck up a good rapport and everything. And I've been keeping up with them via social media ever since then. And then I was just like, hey man, we met at WrestleMania. We both like wrestling and everything. We kind of cool. I was like, y'all should come be a guest on my podcast so we can talk about wrestling and how we met at the WrestleMania and how we still cool today. My homeboy, he just got married. He just had a kid. We had a lot of shit to talk about. And we'd be like, yeah, man, we could do that. And it just kept getting delayed. And then all of a sudden, this motherfucker's come up with a wrestling podcast. And I was like, motherfucker, before you want to start a whole podcast before you even come on my podcast. You son of a bitch.
Yeah.
So that happened. But yeah, I listened to couple of movie reviews, the ones I named, a couple of podcasts that are similar to my format, like Delvin and Sam and a few others, and then got my sprinkle of wrestling podcasts and whatever. It's just people that I have on the show. I found you via social media because we always interact. You retweet some of my stuff, I retweet some of your stuff, and usually when I see enough of stuff, that's when I start to reaching out towards people and everything. I was like, I don't want to be the person to be like, all right, I'm gonna just sit here and retweet your shit just because and not have like any real interaction. I've
actually heard every podcast of the people I'm retweeting. So I actually went in there and actually just played it. Now, there's some I can be like, it's not for me. But I've given it a try. And a lot of that has to do with, like, if they're on there talking I can't retweet them. Like, my integrity is it's like built like that, man. So, like, I haven't had nobody yet that I couldn't retweet, but it just certain to each his own, to people and what they do. But man, it's some really good podcasts out there, man. People just have you entertained.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you heard this. There's one too, and I'm sure it's funded by a lot. I don't know who actually makes it, but it's called Gangster Capitalism.
Gangster Capitalism.
You heard that one?
No.
Yeah, Gangster Capitalism. And man, they're talking about, like, right now, I was listening to about the Clippers owner and how that all went down and behind the scenes, and oh man, the shit was good, man. That is a great podcast, bro. Like, it's really good, man. Like, It's gonna have you hooked.
Well, shit, they just started. All right, I got it.
Oh, you got it? You see it too?
Yeah.
Man, it's fucking good, man. Like, it's gonna have you hooked. Like, their production.
Yeah, anything
like
that says
news, like it feels good.
Yeah, anything that says season 1 trailer, I mean, they got some oomph behind it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what probably got me too. But man, it's good, man. Like, listen to the episodes of it, man. It's really good. They talked about the USC college scandal too. That was, they went in there. I did not know the depths of that scandal. Like, I've heard about it, but they broke it down. That's a good show, man. But that's what I'm talking about. Like, those kind of shows I can listen to all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Especially like, if you have hosts that all have a good rapport and chemistry with each other, that's the kind of ones that I gravitate toward. Cause it's just like, one day I'm gonna come find y'all, I'm gonna hang out with y'all and shit. That's kind of what I like. Yeah. Make you feel
like I'm going to Vegas in April. I guess they're having a podcast thing down there. A lot of the podcasters that I mess with a little bit, they gonna go down there. So a lot of times that's gonna be the first time we meet, and we talk a lot, but be the first time in person. You know what I mean? And it's a good experience, man. Just meeting people and collaborating. I like collaborating. I like doing that. So it's good for me.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, if you're interested, I mean, I'm gonna just throw it out there. November 16th here in Houston. I mean, we're having the 2nd annual HTown Podfest. I mean, isn't it? I'm just throwing it out there. I mean,
I didn't know they had that.
Well, now you do. You are educated, sir.
Was Social Complex out there?
No. I mean, this is just like people that I've come to know here in the Houston area, and whatnot. So we all had a get together last year, and it did pretty well for what we thought it was going to be. I mean, because obviously we showed up, and then the other podcasters we really didn't know showed up, and then actual listeners showed up and shit. And so I was like, well, damn. I mean, we got a little something going on here. So
got a little movement.
Yeah. So
okay.
So we're gonna do it again this year, November 16th at the bar Boheme on Fairview Avenue down here in the Houston part. So I mean, I'm just throwing it out there. I mean, you know, you
I
are
can't
aware.
promise. I'll tell you, around November, man, that's close to Thanksgiving. I'm probably going to be right before my break. So, yeah,
I know, but
I don't know about that one. I know we're going to have some bad kids running around the school by that time.
Oh, hell yeah. And then
right before break.
I'm supposed to be going to Atlantic City, New Jersey for the J1 Con up there. So I've been in.
What is that?
It's a comic book convention. You did cosplay, all kinds of.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. See, I'm not I don't know. I like Marvel, like, but it's certain, like, I love Wolverine, Logan. Right.
And see, and what's crazy about that stuff is, like, this year was my first time ever going to a convention, and I didn't know what to expect because I was just like, I ain't really think. No, I was
dressed up and everything. It's turned up.
Yeah, I didn't think I was gonna like it or whatever. But what really wanted to make me go is that same group of people that we did the Podfest with. They were all going, and it was kind of like, oh, this is like a mini reunion and shit, you know. But to actually go there, do a show live on the floor, and be a part of the a couple of the podcast panels and shit. You know, people get to sit there and ask you questions while you know, talk and shit. I was like, I really enjoyed that shit. And, you know, I try to get on more of those as I possibly can.
Yeah, that's dope. That's living. You know, that's when I say you living you're doing well for the only one we got. So, I mean, that's what I'm talking about, man. Just enjoying life right there, man. Go out there and have a great time. Meet people, man, laugh, joke, and have a good time. And I think that's what everybody's lacking in their life right now, man. Just having a good time, man.
Everybody just want to be serious and criticize motherfucking Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and shit. You know, I thought he was a good Spider-Man.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of this last Spider-Man, man.
What, the Far From Home?
Yeah.
What? Come on, tell me why. Come on, man. We ain't gonna just gloss over this. You gotta.
I don't know, man. I just think I was dozing off. Like, it wasn't as Spider-ish to me, man. I mean, I like constant action. Like, I'm hard to please when it comes to, like, you know, I'm hard to please now. I don't know what it is when it comes to those type of movies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like I like the Luke Cage first one off Netflix, you know, but the second one was horrible, like, second season. And you know, it's just so many different things I can point to, but, you know, I just wasn't feeling the whole plot of it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean,
so that's what gets me, man.
It's kind of strange with these, how the Marvel movies have evolved from, you know, the first Iron Man and all those things all the way up until their 22nd movie, which is Far From Home. It is just like, now they're all interlinked. So a lot of the storylines or films kind of bend and suffer a little bit because they're trying to interweave it into another story to tell a bigger overarching story, like how they did with Endgame. And Spider-Man, I guess it kind of fell, you know, it felt the way it felt because we got the crescendo already. We got the end of the whole thing within Endgame, and Spider-Man just kind of wind up being, you know, the cap, the leftovers and everything or whatever. I mean, everybody thought it was going to be the dessert, you know. You have a bomb ass meal with it, which is Endgame, and then you was like, oh man, I'm about to tear up this goddamn Cheesecake Factory macadamia and white chocolate with a sprinkle of caramel cheesecake. And it was just like, oh man, you got this from Walmart and just slap some shit on there, you know?
I did.
Yeah. But
yeah, I feel that, man. I just wasn't feeling it, man. I don't know. It's wasn't my thing.
Yeah, it's just like we kept going up and up and up until we hit Endgame, and then now it's just kind of a small slope with this first film after the fact. And it's just like, well, every movie can't be Endgame. Or every movie can't be leading to Endgame, like right now, you know. because they announced a lot of new shit.
Endgame was nice.
Yeah, and I think I loved Infinity War more than Endgame. I mean, I dig them both, but just the sheer like the experience of going to see Infinity War in the movie, it was just like fucking crazy. Because when it got to the end and everybody saw what they saw, I could just remember the room just going completely silent, and then this is all you heard was like. I was like, and I was in there like,
I didn't get to see it. I didn't get to see it in the theater. I saw it when it came out.
Okay, yeah, but man,
yeah, I'm an application guy, man. I don't really. Yeah, man, I'm spending money on movies unless I really, really have to.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's some that I really want to see, but other than that, it's Fire Stick all over the house, man.
Man. Fire Stick and IPTVs.
Yep. Yeah. Amazon Prime and Apple TV. That's what he said. All right, cool.
Hey man, come get me, man. If I'm doing something wrong, come get me. Jay, I got a lawyer.
Oh shit. But man, I appreciate you giving me your time and chatting with you and everything. You educated me as the true educator that you are and whatnot. And you
I appreciate you, man. I appreciate the invite, man.
Yeah, and then you gave me a little more insight of what your podcast is like since I hadn't listened to it yet. So
tell me what you think too, man. Don't be shy.
Oh yeah. I got you in the queue, man. I got you. I ain't gonna let you down. I might even throw you a 3-star review.
Oh, there's some been on there half. Some have, and a lot of it was a lot of women, man. You know, because I go hard, and I don't know, like they just be thinking I'm misogynistic or something. Because you know I have my views on the head of the household and all that.
Yeah.
But man, they be trying to get on me on there, man. So you know, I saw that just tells me you love me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You love to hate me because you hear every episode.
Yeah, they do, and they be on there, and they be talking mess. They be on there talking mess, bro. When I tell you I get email, man, an email, if I told you an email right now, bro, you'd be like, what? Man, there's one lady sent me like at least a 200-word essay.
Word.
Like it was deep, full of what I need to get my life together. You know what I mean?
Shit.
Yeah.
But that means you're doing something right, man, because I don't get no shit like that.
Matter of fact, it was off the episode. It's called Thoughts in My Head.
Thoughts?
Man, that was the episode.
Hold on.
Thoughts in My Head.
I'm going to download that one specifically. Hold on.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that was one. I think I got about 20 to 25 emails on that one.
All right.
That was the one. And I got a lot, you know, I'm all right. I do all right for myself when it comes to downloads, man. But
shit that be in my head. It was a shit that be in my head, episode 21.
There you go.
Boom.
Yeah, hey, man, the women didn't like that one.
It is downloaded.
Yeah, I'm telling you, but that was the one for me. But I really appreciate it, man. And man, I like your platform, you know, and man, you know, we got to do something in the future. You got to come on the Raw TV, man. Don't come bring the light to video, man.
Hell yeah, especially since Devin Cox punk ass been on there. I got to come over there and, you know, mix that shit up.
Yeah, he's on there. That's one of my guys, man. We actually do a lot of work together, man. He's a good dude, man.
Yeah, he is. I know. I just like fucking with him. Because I know he listening, so I like fucking with him.
Oh, he will. Once he see who's in it, who's on here, he'll listen.
Yeah. But before you go, man, let everybody know where they can find you on social media.
Oh, well, my name is Akeem, and
The Dream.
And my podcast is Uncut Podcast, where you can find me anywhere in the world. You can actually Google me and say Raw and Uncut Podcast, and I am Raw and Uncut Pod on Twitter, Instagram, Raw and Uncut Podcast at Gmail, YouTube, Raw and Uncut Podcast.
Yeah.
Like, so anything Raw and Uncut Podcast, it is me as Akeem, and I'm coming with the real. You know, I don't cut corners, and I don't go through back doors like some people do. I go right through the front, and I'll tell you the truth about what it is. So just come enjoy and experience the show, and y'all like it.
Yeah, and some people like it in the front and back door. So, I mean, it's something for everybody. Now,
they do. I come through the front door, though.
Yeah. Both feet, just blow.
Yeah.
Everybody who's listening right now, and, you know, this man just gave you all his social media platforms and all his, you know, his tags and handles. For those who are listening that are would-be podcasters, are entertaining the idea of you know, maybe launching a podcast or something like that, make sure you brand your social media the same all across the board. Don't be a dummy like me. Be smart like this guy, because later on in the years of my podcast, you know, it's the Random Ramblings with Rob. It's a tongue twister on purpose. I almost tongue twisted myself. So, you know, that's a mouthful to say. So I went down to 3R show, because it's 3 R's, no shit, you know, smart stuff. But being that I waited so late to, you know, come up with some better branding, something short and quick for people to recognize, you know, a lot of the platforms that I would go to, especially Instagram, that punk motherfucker got 3R show for his shit, but he hadn't posted since 2017, and he only got 2 pictures on that bitch. I don't see no social interactions between this motherfucker and nobody else. And now I can't have that shit because he want to be a bitch, you know, so be smart and come up with a plan. You know, pre-check your shit before you open your account, so you don't be sitting there with like, you want to do a booty podcast. You got booty podcast on Twitter, but you go to Instagram, it's booty podcast 1 because some dumb motherfucker already got that shit because you didn't check beforehand.
Yeah, hey man, I ain't gonna lie, man. I really did check too, and I made sure because I just never liked that. You know, everybody's just all different. You know what I mean? So
yeah, but that
I lucked out.
Yeah, I did. That was my rant. But you've been a great guest, and as is with every guest that's been on the show, the door is always open for you to come back and promote whatever it is you got doing next, or just to shoot the shit, man.
I appreciate you, brother. I really do. Great platform.
All right. Another great episode with Akeem the Dream. Go check him out on the Raw and Uncut podcast and everything. What you would think. We talked about social media branding there, running off at the end. That podcast would be taken by somebody else already. Just that title, that name and phrasing and whatnot. But, you know, when you type that into search, he is the first one that comes up. So cool. Make sure, like I said, have a plan. If you trying to jump in the game and whatnot, make sure you have all your accounts the same across all platforms, the best that you can. But it's great and enlightening conversation and whatnot. I felt like I've been educated. He is an educator, so I mean, it just feels just that natural and whatnot. So once again, check him out. I you know, I got to be real with you all. Especially, I got to keep it real with my guests or whatever. As of me saying these words right now, you know, upon this episode's release, I still haven't listened to his podcast yet. And it's not, you know, a slight on him and everything. You know, it's just busy work and everything. It's just like I haven't really been in the mind frame to sit down and listen to anything. So, I mean, even as this episode is released, you know, it's a Monday that I'm recording this right now. I usually try to have it out Saturday night, Sunday or whatever. But, you know, we had the Columbus Day break and whatnot. And I stayed in Louisiana for the weekend. So, you know, did some family stuff, checked in on friends and whatnot. So I was a little busy. I didn't mix my episode before I went out. I was just like, it'll be here when I get back, you know. But yeah, check him out most definitely. Once again, fuck you, Delvin Cox. Check him out too on the Delvin Cox Experience. And this is the week, the 18th through the 20th. Fandemic tour is coming here at NRG Center, and it'll be a thing, a blastioso, mimoso. I wish I had a mimosa right now. That would be quite delicious. But go to their website, check it out. It's still time to get tickets and everything. Follow them on social media. I believe they have some discount codes up there that I don't remember off the top of my head. If you purchase pre-game day. And also following that, my next thing I got coming up is November 2nd and 3rd in Atlantic City, New Jersey. So I'll be out there at the Showboat Casino. Well, formerly the Showboat Casino, but now it's the Showboat Hotel for the J1 Con. And I'll be giving out crisp high fives, baby. And I keep forgetting because I try to go in time order. So I'll loop back around like I've been doing so far. But also following the J1 Con November 2nd and 3rd, I'll be back in Houston for the HTown Podfest at the bar Boheme on November 16th. Now, to loop back around to this Friday as well, White Cup Entertainment is a local apparel group down here in Houston. They are hosting an event as well. So follow them on Instagram at White Cup ENT. That's White Cup _ENT. And you can get more details about that. That's here in Houston as well. They got all the address and information and whatnot. So I might pop in on that. They said they was going to have free beer, which I don't drink beer. And Instagram models that's going to be showing up, semi-celebrities and whatnot. So come check it out, baby. Put your eyes and ears on the things. And that's about it. I jaw-jacked enough. You heard a good quality episode with my guest and everything. And I don't think there's nothing else I have to add to that. Oh, speaking of adding quality to your things and whatnot, Hooks, Rubs, and Spices. Make sure you go and get you some of that, baby. Hooks, Rubs, and Spices.etsy.com. You can get 10% off your order, $6 or more if you use the promo code 3RShow. Proud of them people, man. Now, I think as the last recording, they were in one actual brick and mortar store. And now they're in 2 different places and whatnot. So, you heard on the last episode with Tony from the Lucha Arcade, we had the founder, one of the CEOs, leave a voicemail, which you can do so as well at 304-825-5762. And, breathe some life onto the things that I was saying. They in some stores, baby. This is just a small step. I'm excited for them and I wish them the best. So remember, hit them up, Etsy.com. Look for Hooks, Rubs, and Spices. And speaking of looking for things, look for me on social media. You can follow this show on Twitter at 3RShow. You see, I didn't mention my personal Twitter, which is at It's B-Rob. That's ITSBROB. I'm trying to use the show account more because, that's what I'm associated with. That's what I do, so I'm trying to be more social on the 3R Show account. So follow that on Twitter at 3R Show. And, my personal account is still up there. People still message me on it, but I'm trying to be more active on the big account. Follow me on Instagram, where I'm always in the hallowed halls of Walmart. If you go on there most recently when I was back in Lake Charles or whatever, we played some cornhole this weekend, not the naughty one, but the actual sport that they got, the American Cornhole League that's on ESPN and all that other crazy stuff, which I got 3 likes from them for our videos. I appreciate them. Shout outs to the American Cornhole League. And I did a little bit of commentary or whatnot. So you can see, I think it's 4 or 5 videos on Instagram of me just commentating the festivities and whatnot. And I also linked them all together in one long video on the YouTube page. I do have a YouTube page. I have 2 of them. One that I've had since, just a personal account that I liked a lot of videos on or whatever. And I just post some stuff on there all over the place. But I have started a new YouTube page to where, I'm just memory logging pretty much. It is just, whatever I happen to video, Instagram post that I think is pretty funny, pretty cool. I just smash them all together and I post them up on the YouTube page. So if you search 3R Show, which I'm surprised is not taken, I should be the first ones to pop up. You can see those videos. There's the first video on there to where we did the surprise party for my brother-in-law in Virginia. There's a couple things from a few cons that I went to and just, random things. I got them time stamped and dated from when they were actually recorded and whatnot. So, you can get a lot of old videos on there. I might even migrate some from my old YouTube page to the new one. So, shoot a follow, subscribe or whatever, it is what it is. And I think that's about it. I appreciate you. Go to randomrobcast.com for more things. Leave some 5-star reviews. Those things go a long way for this podcast and any podcast that you listen to. Leave those reviews. I would very much appreciate it if you could do that. And with that being said, I'll see you next time.